Hey guys, how's it going? So, the last couple of weekends I've been over at InToit Reviews house, and super cool guy. I had a lot of fun both weekends. He's got a Dolby Atmos rig set up in his living room, and then in a small, I guess you'd call it like a little media room or whatever, he's got his other set of speakers. I'll be putting pictures of the stuff. I can't remember offhand the name of the brand, but I know they're from Germany. But man, in his living room, he's got a horn-loaded corner sub, right? I mean, this thing is as big as a Klipschorn, and it's just a sub. And then he's got two oddball subs in the rear just to kind of help tune the room out. And then the same manufacturer of the sub, he has a AMT tweeter that's open baffle or dipole, and then there's voice coil woofers, and then there's a little, I guess it's like an energizer box for the voice coil woofers. And really, the thing sounded amazing, both with Thomas's tube amp. Won't really call it a TS120 because there's 6550 tubes in it. I don't know what you call that. TS6550, I guess, whatever. But then, something I knew and I've been preaching for many years now, but I proved it, and InToit Reviews, he's a tube guy, right? I mean, he's got a lot of transistor stuff too, but he's mainly a tube guy, both for headphone rigs and for his main system. So we swapped out Thomas's amp for the custom-built Leo / Ernie / Orchard Audio / ArgentPur amp that I built. It's a custom motherfucker, which has got a 1800 watt Microaudio Power Supply with a total of 110,000 microfarads of capacitance. So that's like 55,000 microfarads per rail for the positive, and 50. And man, oh man, as far as the mid-range and the treble, we could not tell a difference by using the Black Ice Aries Headphone DAC preamp to feed the Orchard Audio custom ultra amplifier. Both of us kind of looked at each other and went, holy shit, we've done it. I mean, I've been doing it for years, whether it was with the Black Ice Aries Headphone DAC preamp or with the BAT preamp that I had before I sold it. I knew that Leo's amp, you put tubes in front of it and the thing it makes beautiful music. But the thing was, the bass was much tighter, much faster, more articulated with Leo's amp than it was with the TS120 or Galleon, whatever you want to call it. But then there was that orange colored amp. I can't remember the name of the manufacturer. And, you know, it was my first time a couple of weekends ago over at InToit Reviews place, and I didn't want to be rude, right? His wife is there and everything else. But all I heard was the tweeters. Now, luckily, I brought the TS120 with me that first weekend because I hadn't finished building the custom Leo amp. As soon as we put the TS120 in there with the 6550 tubes and the Sovtech input stage tubes, it was like, wow, we hear the speakers now. I'm not hearing the tweeters anymore. Regardless, so we did that in the big room. Following weekend, last weekend, we went back, and at InToit Reviews house, we stuck to his media room where he's got the smaller speakers and all that. Same combination, Black Ice Headphone DAC preamp feeding the Orchard Audio Ultra amp. Just incredible. Basically what we heard in the big room on the big speakers, same manufacturer, but they're quote-unquote bookshelf, where they're using the Purify woofers. No passive radiators. It's all driven. Incredible. Phantom center. Everything was just, you know, really good in that small room. And we were spinning some vinyl. I brought some LPs over with me. bunch of DSD files and things, and so, and InToit Reviews and I, we've kind of known each other since the COVID days, but up until the DAC It Out event where, he kind of mysteriously showed up. Well, I already had it planned out with him, and I purposely kept his, who he was, what his YouTube channel. We didn't even talk about it. He just showed up as a regular club member and helped me out at the DAC event, and we had a blast. I mean, he was a huge help to me. No argument whatsoever. So after that, we kept saying, okay, we're going to do something, we're going to do something. 3 months have passed, and finally, InToit Reviews reached out to me, and I reached out to InToit Reviews that, hey man, come on over to his place. And I told him, yeah, I've got a TS120 that you can try out. I got the Black Ice Headphone DAC preamp for you to try out, both as a preamp and as a headphone amplifier, and as a DAC, of course, and you can evaluate the whole thing. And you'll get his impressions of all that stuff on his reviews. I'm just going to give you what my account was of that week, of the 2 weekends. All in all, it was a lot of fun. Great guy, and we'll be doing some more work together. He lent me a Musical Paradise tube amp, stock with no modifications. I know Skunky Designs did some mods and all that, but this amp doesn't need the mods. But the funny thing was, it's supposed to be 6 watts with a KT88. Now I still got to measure it on the scope using a load. These 901s, they're sealed box power hogs, and stacked like that, they're 4 ohms. Well, I used the Home Theater Dad / Joe and Tell Blu-ray calibration disc, and I ran a 20 to 20 kilohertz test tones through both of these guys, and I was getting bass down to 40 hertz. Right? I know they run out of gas. Like 30 hertz, it was pretty much non-existent. That's where you knew the amp was running out of gas, right? Because with Leo's amp, I can easily hit 35 to 30 hertz on the 901s because I'm using mini DSPs. But yeah, I was surprised. So I've been running that 6 watt tube amp on this pair of sealed box 901s, and it's been great. I mean, watch movies and stuff. Any of my Dolby Atmos Blu-rays or 5.1 SACDs or DVD audio discs. They're, but yeah, obviously Leo's amp does a better job for obvious reasons, more power, which is what they need. But I was surprised, 6 watts, and the worked great. And he also lent me a couple of pairs of headphones to try out, which I haven't really set up yet, because the Musical Paradise, which can be used both as a headphone and as a speaker-driven amp. Pretty good. I mean, hey, designed in Canada, made in China. I guess that's the way the trend is for a lot of companies, but I liked what I heard. Can't complain, can't say bad things about it. Like you guys know, if a product excites me, I talk about it. If a product doesn't, I just leave it, let it go. So that's the video. Again, like and subscribe, and I'll keep on rambling for the next video. Take care, guys. Bye for now. And cheers.